This is Capital Games, I am the Wiz. This is now the biggest release of the month. It probably will be the biggest release of the year when considering core gamers and what they're into. And that is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It has gotten stellar reviews. The embargo just lifted this morning, I believe, and the reviews have been nothing short of fantastic. I'm on OpenCritic right now, and they have a mighty rating on OpenCritic with a 97 critic average and with 100% of critics recommending the game. That is fantastic. And I think that is considered to be the highest rating that is on OpenCritic for any game. And this is not really a surprise. Breath of the Wild was a huge game that came out for the Switch. It really helped sell the Switch to a lot of people until Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Animal Crossing became the big sellers for the mainstream audience. So this is not really a surprise that the quality of the game is really up. Now, there were some talks during the preview stages that the game chugs and it kind of struggles with the Switch hardware. I've read and listened to a couple of reviews, and I'm not hearing that, really. I don't know if they're just not considering it now anymore, or they did in the preview coverage, or that the issues were ironed out when it was pressed for print. As of right now, everything that I've been hearing right now in terms of scores and what the critics think have been nothing but glowing when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom. So this is set to be a game that I think a lot of people that were fans of Breath of the Wild are going to really want to sink their teeth into when it comes out tomorrow. I talk about the sales and the possibility of the sales of Tears of the Kingdom, so what do I think is going to happen here? Breath of the Wild, when it came out in 2017, I think it's 2017, it became a bestseller right away. There was a large attach rate. I don't have the attach rate on me right now, but there was a large attach rate to people who own Switches and own Breath of the Wild. A lot of people who bought the Switch bought it for that game specifically. The sales for that boosted right up when it first came out. I believe the first year it sold 1 million copies in the Switch's lifespan. And the Switch wasn't mass-produced enough. That had a shortage when it started. So that was actually fantastic numbers. In fact, I think Legend of Zelda, I know a few people who did this. People who bought Breath of the Wild, even though they didn't have the Switch, because they intended to buy the Switch anyway to play the game. So they bought the game right away, but they had to wait to get their Switch in order until it was available. So that definitely happened as well on that end. And that's probably not going to be an issue with Tears of the Kingdom because a lot of people have the Switch now, and those who are going to buy it are going to buy it right away. So my thought process is going to be on this one. I would not be surprised if we come out and we hear sales around the 3 to 4 million in the first month. I would say. I mean, I think this is going to sell huge. I think it's going to start off with a bang right away. Then it will probably maintain a decent sales tick as the months and years go on. I think this will be one of those games where until Nintendo announces and starts showing off their new system, that this is going to be a constant bestseller as time goes on. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think by the end of the month, we're going to have 3 or 4 million. I would say by the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 6 or 7 in that end. Now, one thing that everybody wants to talk about is, will Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom beat the sales numbers for Breath of the Wild? The current record that they have right now for Breath of the Wild is that it's sold over 30 million copies as of right now. I'm gonna say right off the bat, right away, no, I don't think it's gonna be 30 million. I don't think it's gonna be 30 million on the Switch. Here's what I think is going to happen. Because the game is out about what looks to be in the last 2 years of the cycle of the Switch, even though a lot more people have Switches now, I don't think it's going to sell all 30 million in the next 2 years. I don't think that's going to happen. But here's where I see what might happen in this situation. I think that there is a possibility that if the next Nintendo console successor isn't backwards compatible with Switch games, that they're going to re-release Tears of the Kingdom on that new system, and I think it will be a launch title. If that happens, then it might not be too long when you see that Tears of the Kingdom makes that 30 million, probably in 4 years. But if they don't do that, I don't think that it reaches 30 million. But this all depends on if Tears of the Kingdom or if the Switch games themselves are backwards compatible with the new Nintendo console that they're developing right now, that they've been talking about a little bit, that they might be announcing in some form next year. I think that's what it's gonna come down to. Is the game gonna be backwards compatible with the new system? If it's not, I'm gonna say no. I don't think it's gonna reach 30 million. It might reach 20, it might reach 25, but I don't think it reaches 30. However, if it is backwards compatible with the new system, then yeah, absolutely, it will do it. And even if it's not, they may re-release that game for the new system, and then it will easily reach that 30 million mark within 4 years. So that's my thought on it. This is not really a hard thing to talk about. Will Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sell? Yes, absolutely. Like, that's a foregone conclusion. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that it's going to be one that sells pretty damn well. In this case with Tears of the Kingdom, the only question is, will it beat Breath of the Wild? Again, my thought process is that it will eventually, if the new system is going to be backwards compatible, but if it's not, they'll probably re-release it. It will beat Breath of the Wild at some point. What do you think? What do you think the sales are going to be for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? Sound off in the comments. Follow me on Twitter at Capital Games Pod. And if you have questions, you can email me at zerowizcast@gmail.com. Friday, we have the weekly dividend, and I'm recording a review of Always Be My Maybe, a romantic comedy that's on Netflix with Kim Shackman. So look forward to that on the Movie Club page and on the feed when that comes up. But until then, this is Capital Games. I am the Wiz. Talk to you later.